Welcome to our special interview on service dog awareness, where we have the great pleasure of speaking with Jo, who is accompanied by her wonderful service dog.
That's my boy.
Our goal is to educate the public on how to interact with service dogs and how to provide valuable insights on the world of service dogs and their partnerships. So we'll dive into some questions. Lovely to have you here, Jo.
Thank you so much for this. This is great.
Exciting. So tell us about how do you obtain a service dog and who covers the cost?
Okay. Basically, you need a letter from your doctor stating you have a disability where a service dog would be helpful. The disabilities range from mobility issues to PTSD to autism, seizures, so many things, very wide range. Then you would either you can train the dog yourself through, with the assistance of a licensed service dog trainer, or you can go to a facility and have them, supply the dog and train it for you. And as the patient, 9 times out of 10, you're the one putting the cost. And service dogs range from about $20,000 to $50,000.
And is there assistance programs available for that?
Sometimes it depends on what your disability is, because some charitable organizations can help you, like say the Lions, or if it's a visual impairment, CNIB, things like that. But there is a charity, the South Alberta Service Dogs Foundation, which will help, which helps people fund their service dogs. That's really what they do.
Which is crucial.
Yes.
Happy to have them
Very
around.
much so. They definitely help with the fundraising process.
Awesome. And can you tell us about the training process for a service dog?
It's usually about 2 years from when they're puppies. So they start off with basic obedience, and then they go into advanced obedience, and then they are task trained for whatever tasks you need. So they can, there's dogs who can dictate or notify about high heart rate, high blood pressure, seizure detection, help with mobility for stability, autism, calm you down, anxiety, etc.
Depending on your needs, they're able to kind of make sure the training is appropriate for you.
Exactly.
And what are some important guidelines for people to follow when interacting with a service dog? And how can the public best kind of respect the dog with their working role?
Admire from afar.
Yes.
They are basically just a furry figment of your imagination. If you want to interact with a service dog team, interact with the handler, not the dog.
Yes.
So
I know that could be a big one. They're cute,
Oh.
but they are working. Leave them alone.
Exactly. No eye contact, no watching, no staring, no pictures, no, oh, I know I'm not supposed to talk to you, but you're so cute.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Just
Exactly.
don't do that.
Be respectful.
Be respectful.
Talk to the handler.
Exactly. Always talk to the handler.
Can you explain the differences between a service dog, an emotional support animal, and a facility dog?
The emotional support animal is your pet. 9 times out of 10, well, all animals are emotional support animals, right? We always feel good cuddling up to our
That's so
pets.
cute, yeah.
But usually they know your moods, they help you out. Emotional support dogs do not have public access rights, although an emotional support dog does have rental rights. So your doctor would certify your dog as your emotional support dog, and then you can have that dog with you in your rental unit. But for public access, service dog only, and a service dog is task trained, which is at least 3 tasks, specifically for the disability to assist.
So there is some different kind of laws depending on the category you need to be aware of.
Yeah, and a facility dog, they're just say at school. They have the dog there, you have an exam, you go and you cuddle with the dog, he calms you down, and you can go write your exam.
Okay. And are there any penalties or legal repercussions for denying access to a service dog?
Yeah,
in public
you can
space?
be fined $3,000 for not allowing a service dog into public spaces.
Very important.
Yes, yeah, and cabs, cabs have to accept you. And if that particular cab cannot have the dog based on allergy or what have you, because they do use their personal vehicles, they are supposed to get a cab, wait with you until a new cab comes.
know we've touched a little bit on potentially one frustration, but as a service dog team, can you touch on some of the common challenges and maybe frustrations with your experience in the public?
There's many. One, watching. Like we're out, we brush up on the tasks all the time in different situations because dogs don't generalize. Like as a pet owner, your dog will be perfect in the backyard. You take him out to the park, can't hear, forgets his
They're
name.
like, I know nothing.
I know nothing, right? So we, in different situations, we work on it all the time, regardless of where we're at. And, I'm paying attention to him, all of a sudden I look up and people are like, watching. Like all they need is popcorn.
Yeah.
So, and I need to carry a tip jar because it's like, we're not here for your entertainment. We are here to get milk, what have you. Or people coming up and telling me all about their dead animals, their pets that have passed away, and it's heartbreaking to lose a pet. I don't need to know it, and I don't understand why. It's just that weird phenomenon and things like that. Or teaching your child to say hello to the puppy. Don't do that. We're walking by and, oh look, yeah. Why? Yeah. It's very dehumanizing. Or just talking to the dog and completely ignoring me. It's like, if I wasn't here, or I'm just here to get milk. Why are you talking to me about all of this stuff? Yes, I realize I have a dog, but.
Right.
So there's a lot of things, and many times it's like people have never seen a dog before. It's like I have a service iguana or something. It's very odd.
Well, I can feel probably a very small bit of your frustration of that, which it just seems like it comes back to respect of like,
yes,
talk to you, be respectful.
Exactly.
It is not a show.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. No, it's not a
sorry about
show.
your
Don't touch the
frustration
dog.
with
Don't,
Yeah. Sorry that happens.
Oh, thank you.
But our hope is that as we talk about it, more people are aware and that occurs less and less, if not at all.
Exactly. We're not educated on how to deal with it.
Exactly.
I don't remember ever having a course on that.
No, definitely not something I recall.
Exactly.
Is there a certification or registration required for a service dog?
There is a certification in Alberta, but it is voluntary.
Okay.
It's a good idea because you are asked for that identification every once in a while. Not all the time, but if you are asked for it, it's a good idea to have it with you. And it's just that added level of legitimacy for your service animal, especially if you're traveling or things like going to different things. Like we were going to a concert and we were asked for the certification because apparently the dog shouldn't be going to see Alice Cooper.
Oh.
So, but he had a great time. It was fine. But they were quite shocked, which, of course, because it's a thing, because they were probably thinking, who's going to bring their dog to a rock concert? Me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes in handy to have that.
But there is on the Government of Alberta website, all the information about service dogs is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how should someone react if a service dog approaches them or shows interest in interacting?
Okay, that's two different questions.
It is?
So if a service dog is free, dragging their leash around, going up to you, you might want to find out where that handler is because the dog should be contained and always with that handler. So possibly there is an issue that maybe that person is hurt and couldn't hang on to the leash. So take a look around, but make sure that you hang on to that dog. That dog is worth that person's life. That dog is very important. If a handler, a team is walking past you in the mall and the dog sniffs you, ignore them. The handler should correct that dog immediately and most likely apologize to you because unless you have a stake in your purse, chances are they shouldn't be sniffing you.
Yes. Okay. So it sounds like if they're free roaming, look to make sure handler is safe.
Yeah.
Follow the dog if needed to make sure that they are safe. But other than that, it should be ignoring. Do not engage with the service dog.
Exactly. Yeah. If the dog's roaming free, grab onto them. Make sure that they stay safe, and because they shouldn't be wandering around all kitted up.
Exactly. And does the service dog work all the time? And is there specific times that they're allowed to relax and chill out?
They don't work all the time, and quite frankly, they live to work. These dogs are their temperament is perfect for working, and they love it, and that's what they love to do. That's like play for them. But no, when we're at home, he's on call, as it were. So he chills out. We go in the backyard. He plays with his friends. You know, we have dog friends that come over and play dates and things like that. So it's not a 24/7 job, just like yours isn't 24/7.
At least we'd hope not.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we had answered a little bit of this question if someone wants to kind of approach a service dog handler in public to ask questions. Of course, approaching the handler, not coming to the dog. But what is the best approach to ask questions respectfully?
Ask if they have time. You know, just walking up and stopping someone, that's rude. You know, how would you want someone to come up and approach you? Be pleasant, be hi, how you doing? Do you mind if I ask a question? And, you know, that's fine. Asking about why they have the dog, well, because they're disabled. That's all, you know, done. You don't want to talk about your health issues, probably neither does that person. If that person has to go, let them go. Because chances are they're probably just wanting to run out and grab some milk or something, and they gotta go.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things.
No, well, and definitely with being respectful of asking first, not assuming that you could just drop everything in order to educate. And you're a lovely person, you love to educate, but there's a time and a place. If you gotta get milk, you gotta get milk.
Exactly, and sometimes, you know, you're just not in the headspace to deal with it again. Because chances are, if you're approaching someone, you're probably the 8th person that's done that within that last hour.
It can be a little bit exhausting.
Yeah, it can be.
Did you have any last minute comments, any frustrations that we can help alleviate, or what we want the public to know?
So many.
Be nice.
I know.
Be respectful.
Be nice, be respectful, admire from afar. We know how wonderful our dogs are. We know how beautiful they are. Probably more so than you do. And it just basically coming up and saying, oh, I know I can't touch them. Well, good, why are you telling me
this?
That makes no sense, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Just be respectful and acknowledge the handler. No, very few people acknowledge me when I'm with him. I appreciate he's better looking, I get that. It's all good. And you can always tell the dog people, always,
Yes.
right? But it's like, hello, I'm right here, talk to me. Just because we're disabled does not mean we're less than. We are not. And a lot of people do have issues approaching someone in a wheelchair or with a walker or what have you. And it's easier to smile at a dog, which we all smile at dogs, right? But smile at the person too. That person needs the dog, and they also need other people as well. So, and they need to be acknowledged and respected.
Very well put. Not less than, needs to be respected.
Exactly.
Give you all the smiles in your direction.
Asking what the dog's name is. It's like, why? Well, that's not really necessary, because it's not like you're going to ask somebody their child's name.
Really appreciate the opportunity to help educate the public, and I hope even if it changes one person and how they interact, it's less frustration for you. And if anyone has any kind of questions, concerns, things that we can do to help point them in the right direction, we can reach out. But thank you, Joe, for meeting with us and having our lovely interview to help with service dog awareness.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Perfect.
Yay!
Yay!